Hey, this is Super Protocol. Recently, at DAGI House, we teamed up with NVIDIA to talk about Web3 and AI, compressing and giving you the juice of it, plus a full Q&A session.
Super Protocol and NVIDIA joining us, Nukri Basharuli, the founder and CEO of Super Protocol, and Michael O'Connor, Senior Director at NVIDIA. Happy to see you here, guys, and I'm passing the mic to you, please.
All right. Thank you for inviting me. My name is Michael O'Connor. I am a senior director at NVIDIA. I am the architect for confidential computing, as well as our AI enterprise and NVIDIA certified solution.
And this on the importance of confidential computing.
So the first thing I kind of wanted to jump into was, confidential computing, how does it help me? And the premise is that data is this asset that we want to protect. Protecting the data while it is actually in use is the new thing, right? So we all know how to protect data at rest, right, on the disk, right, encrypted. We know how to protect data in transport, TLS. While it is actually in use is the new thing. So protecting the data while so that it can't be read by anyone who shouldn't be reading the data. So only the user, right, is accessing the data. Similarly, the data that is being modified, the results of a computation in the environment should be exactly what is expected and not altered by any other host or any other mechanism. And lastly, physical attacks, trying to mitigate physical attacks from someone who has somehow physical access to your computing environment and has introduced interposition hardware. There is no ability to get any usable information from those mechanisms.
Nukri will tell about us in a world of confidential computing.
Super Protocol shares NVIDIA's vision of privacy, of course. Privacy is an enabler, and it will be superconductor for AI collaboration. First, we created a fully decentralized AI cloud based on confidential computing technology, 100% governed by smart contracts to prevent any third parties from interfering with users and data.
And we have a marketplace.
Our marketplace for AI agents, models, data is built on top of this cloud. It's fully confidential and decentralized too. These two factors enable secure multi-party collaboration with preserving the confidentiality of models and data. Just imagine a zero disclosure marketplace where users can rent out their models and data to each other on flexible terms with smart contract processing these payments. Everyone's assets can be used as building blocks for the AI community, and user can share any sensitive data with a decentralized application on Super Protocol. Data and models usage scenarios could be programmed by smart contracts and cannot be secretly altered. Confidential enclaves are verified even before you are loading data or application into them. Since 2021, we have already built a decentralized confidential AI cloud with support of Intel, NVIDIA, and other vendors. The marketplace for AI agents, models, and data will be launched soon. Early contributor will receive incentives for bringing their assets to the marketplace and for providing value-added services like verification, data preparation, or models fine-tuning.
Now for the Q&A, which I leave to these guys. Enjoy.
Yeah, I can see that you've already started answering questions in the chat, but maybe you would like to share something just loud because we have a few minutes, so
Okay.
No worries.
I mean, the strategy, so the first one was about the strategy, right? How strategic is CC for NVIDIA? I mean, it's always difficult to answer things like that, right? How strategic is anything, right? But we're investing time. I see confidential computing on the roadmap as far as I have visibility into. We are investing time with partners. I think that's probably the true indication that something is strategic is when it's not just you anymore working on something, but you've gotten partners to kind of believe in your message. So we have Azure with a confidential computing solution that's in private preview. We have GCP in private preview. So that's, I think, an indication that there is something in the market for confidential computing, and that people want to see. And then the other thing I would add is at the CC Summit last week, large language models. I mean, people could not stop talking about large language models and confidential computing. So I think that is really what's going to drive a lot of that. But it also shows how important solutions like Web3 are, because it is about privacy of data.
Yeah, and about the vendors, I believe there was a question.
Vendors. So, so the CPUs are what start the TEE, and so that's where kind of like a lot of the confidential computing origin is. We are extending it to include the GPU. So we rely on the CPU to have initialized the environment. AMD has a solution with their SEV, or they call it Infinity Guard technologies. And then Intel similarly has a solution with TDX. ARM has Realms, which is coming as far we want to include in a solution with NVIDIA. So I think the CPU technologies are there, and the NVIDIA is the first GPU to join in. I can't speak to other GPU vendors.
Yeah, and there was one more.
What do you think the process are for the technology overall? Well, as I said, I think eventually it'll just be computing. I mean, it will be simply, this is how you get a virtual machine, and the performance will be free, if you will, right? They will push down, we will push down the computational challenges into the hardware so that there isn't any performance challenge. And when you get a virtual machine, it simply will be confidential, and that will be the new normal. Why would you not?
Yeah, and getting back, thanks a lot. Yeah, getting back to the question that we asked Nukri.
As I remember why we do it. First of all, let's say it comes from my previous projects. We resolved many issues of collaboration between companies and ecosystems using confidential computing. And today I have a dream to make AI-based economy. To make possible for each human to make himself more valuable in our ecosystem, in our society. And of course, this is a data. It's always based on digital participation. It was always based on using of common digital assets, but same time to prevent leakages, to prevent cannibalization of each other. And I believe in this open marketplace, of course, based on confidential computing technology. And I believe this model of collaboration will be basic for any AI society today.
Yeah,
just to piggyback off of that, I think one of the things that I'm encouraged by confidential computing is the ability to work together in a trusted mechanism. I mean, speaking to, society as a whole, right? We want interactions, we have data, but I want it to work safely.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I believe that was the question about why Super Protocol is doing all of this. What do you aim to achieve? We also have a question: what does Web3 mean in case of Super Protocol?
Another nice question. Confidential computing guarantees privacy of model and data in use, but same time, problem is that we have system in centralized, let's say, clouds. You have system administrator who is managing your cloud service, right? And who can manage it. Of course, you can't prevent it. But same time, we use Web3 compliant ecosystem. We use blockchain, where you can program all processes behind of your, let's say, front end, behind of your business model, fully managed, governed by smart contracts. It's a trustless architecture. Using Super Protocol, only you managing this whole vertical of applications, smart contracts, data, models, everything is like your crypto wallet, let's say. You're managing whole vertical of your digital assets. And I believe Web3 world should be developed in this paradigm. Thank you.
Great. Thanks so much. This was an insightful session.